The cleaner, Kenny Omega, returns to AEW, but it's going to take more than a cleaner to clean up this show. Forget about a broomstick, you may as well pick up a shovel and bury it 6 feet under, because this show sucks.
Woo!
Unlike the Nature Boy, who's great, by the way, but yeah. There was a comment made in this show that Kenny Omega is the king of pro wrestling, and that just made me sick. You could remove the top 500 best wrestlers of all time, remove them from the record books, give them the Chris Benoit treatment, and Kenny Omega still wouldn't be in the next top 500. So this guy absolutely sucks, and for these guys to call him the king of pro wrestling, make it he's the best thing ever, it's sickening, you know, it fucking is. I mean, he's a bum, and he's never even wrestled in WWE, and this ain't some, you know, fanboy WWE shit where you need to be in WWE to be good, but I mean, where has this guy been? Irrelevant Japanese feds that nobody cares about, wrestling blow-up dolls, wrestling 9-year-olds, being a fucking bisexual, having threesomes with the Young Bucks. Is that supposed to impress us?
No, it doesn't impress me, but it impresses Tony Khan, brother.
And nothing about this show impressed me. It started bad and it just got worse. So CM Punk comes out, cuts a promo. He thought he was great. He thought he was dropping pipe bombs, but in reality, all he was doing was just obsessing over the WWE. It's all he can do. I mean, it's actually sad. Why can't the guy move on? I mean, WWE don't mention Punk all the time. I mean, they actually never mention Punk. So
they only mentioned Punk when the crowd chanted Punk.
Yeah, and Stephanie buried him for how long he lasted in the Octagon. But yeah, no, he says that Moxley is the third best guy in his group, and he says that's been a reoccurring thing, so obviously hinting at the Shield. Then he spoke about how Moxley won't face his best friend, Eddie Kingston. Says that Eddie is the third best Eddie he's ever faced against.
The second best Kingston.
Yeah, so
see the fact this guy though is legit 100 times worse than Kofi Kingston, who we just don't rate.
Yeah, that's
says it fucking all about Eddie Kingston.
And then he says that John won't be the first John he's ever beaten to win a title in Chicago. So yeah, again referencing Cena, and he says he wasn't as good as that guy either. That's probably the only truthful thing Punk. Actually, no, he said a lot of truthful things, to be fair. Eddie Kingston does suck, and I mean, let's be real, John Cena's better than John Moxley.
And he is the worst member of the Shield, but it's just the constant WWE references.
He could have, he could have run down Eddie Kingston and Moxley without him to bring up people that are in WWE or, WWE factions or stuff like that. Moxley comes out looking drunk, stumbles to the ring.
You make my heart sing.
I think he's back on the addiction, to be honest. Fuck me. Right, him and Punk, they come. I can't even put this show in words. They have like a fake brawl and have a pull apart. Mox is like, oh, you think this microphone in your hand's a pipe bomb? Well, it's just a microphone.
He properly scores up the Punk and Punk bottles it. I would fight you, but then I would end up with blood all over me. That's literally what he said.
It was almost like, I think he was trying to bury him for like, oh, you're doing a lot of death matches lately. But like, it's not like Moxley's Ric Flair. It's not like you touch his forehead and he starts fucking gushing blood all over the place.
But also, I mean, the guy's in your face, literally fucking headbutting you, and he's just...
Yeah, I thought Punk looked pretty weak here. Then they exchanged a bunch of slaps and stuff and just a bunch of phony hits. Then they did the worst spot in wrestling history. People think it's the Young Bucks super kicks. Nah, it's when you're standing up with each other and
fight forever,
and you both wrap your arm around each other. Then you use the other free arm to like do rapid punches at the same time without anyone selling it. That is just that
SpongeBob and Patrick Star would have sold this fucking better. This was horrendous, and it always is. Ricky Steamboat shows him later how to deliver a punch.
Yeah, I guarantee you, no one who's actually over, right? No one who's actually a legend has ever done this spot. It hasn't happened.
Yeah, definitely.
Remember, like, I don't want to fucking keep going to the same shit, but when Rock and Austin, remember, there used to be, like, one guy would get the punch, and then the guy that received it would, like, swing back, and then after a couple of seconds, he'd come back with one of his own. It was, like, back and forth. It wasn't just, oh, let's just exchange punches at the fucking same time. It doesn't work. Like, can you imagine Kane and Undertaker, you know what I mean? Oh, fucking in the ring for the first time, and they do this gimmick.
No.
How pissed would that look?
Getting the fucking bin, Kane and Undertaker. What you doing?
It's like they're throwing like consecutive rapid punches, and it just goes. I mean, the fact that they're not even selling it, it's like they just make each other look weak.
I know.
It's like, well, your punches must be fucking feeble. Remember Drago and fucking Rocky doing this?
I know, but it is just stupid because like,
why you get punched? Remember Triple H not tough enough? Chased that guy. He didn't sell the punch good enough. Said if he done that in the ring, I'd fucking deck you for real.
Yeah.
And I thought that guy sold it pretty well. He sold it a hell of a lot better than anybody in AEW would have. So again, you can't do the basics right.
And the sad thing is, not the last time we see these two tonight.
Sad thing is, man, we're about 6 minutes in and we've not even covered the first segment yet.
Right, that's it done. That's it. Nothing else to say.
Agents come out, staff come out, pull apart. Claudio Castagnoli comes out, grabs Moxley, and they put him over.
I thought he was just some guy. That's a Ring of Honor World Champion, buddy.
Then they mention that he's the strongest guy in wrestling. And then they'll say, then they turn around and say,
strongest Rika Pish coming for the guy. Like
then they say, oh, there's Wheeler Yuta, 2 of the Combat Club. I mean,
the guy that just follows Moxley around in the crowd like a fucking missing chromosome.
I'll never
patient.
forget that. Yeah, I legit thought that guy was a fan just coming up to like fucking, like Pat Moxley on the back. Oh man, Wheeler Yuta. We're supposed to believe this guy's the next big thing. Like, fuck me, Wheeler Yuta. Is this?
Wheeler your ass on it.
WrestleMania 40. Wheeler Yuta versus Danny Garcia. Can you see it?
No.
Unless it's WWE 2K23 and they're downloadable characters after fucking community creations. Absolutely no chance. Right, then we move into the first match. Way too long. 2 out of 3 falls. Daniel Bryan versus Danny Garcia. We had the Dragon, or what's his name? The American Dragon, Daniel Bryan versus the Dragon Slayer, Daniel Garcia, because he beat Daniel Bryan.
Timekeeper Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
And it's like they basically just got Ricky Steamboat, just because he's got Dragon, the nickname. I mean, what?
Because, Game of Thrones is this week on Sunday. What?
What the?
And during this match, right, there's blood. There's like a 20-minute sequence where they're just holding hands, chopping, kicking each other, and it looks fucking awful.
Then Bryan gives up and just sits there and says, "Nah, you chop away, mate." Then he's chopping away, and the chops look shit, and Bryan's just accepting it. And then they do this spot where they've got the person by the arms, and they're stomping them when they're on. I mean, realistically, if you're stomping somebody, like a curb stomp, like when Seth Rollins curb stomps someone, that's his finisher.
I know.
Yeah, these guys are stomping each other.
And he got up straight away. He had him in a fucking move the next within 3 seconds.
Like, if you're stomping someone, that's...
And then Garcia drops him on his neck with a fucking pile driver.
Again, say what you want about WWE. I mean, at least when Daniel Bryan came back, they fucking tried to protect him. I mean, you look at AEW, it's almost like they're trying to... oh, that's his banter here. He's got a fucking broken neck. Let's try and re-break it. Right, Daniel Bryan wins 2 out of 3 falls. Jericho comes out, attacks Bryan. Danny Garcia's no happy. Jericho ain't happy that Garcia's appearing to, side with Bryan. Bryan is shouting to him, "You're not a entertainer, you're a wrestler." Well, you're damn right, Bryan. This guy's not a sports entertainer. Fucking hell.
He absolutely sucks.
He's not entertaining either, right? Then we move on. What do we have next?
With the Gun Club against the Ferocity Blondes.
Right, the Gun Club beat the Ferocity Blondes in about 30 seconds. I wonder what the Ferocity Blondes done to, like, piss somebody off, because they literally got beat here as if they were, like, local people losing to the Vicious Viking Raiders.
Billy Gunn grabs the mic, says, "I love you boys. Greatest thing I ever did in my career."
Yeah, and then the black guy comes out, Stokely. Then the Guns attack their father. And the commentary team, Taz and JR, are putting this over. Billy Gunn's betrayal. How does it feel to be Billy Gunn? Cheated on national TV. His sons have stabbed him in the back. Billy can handle the physical aspect of this attack, but he can't handle the trauma. He can't handle the mental, the emotional side of this. And the next...
You can say the physical, but I mean, it's not like they just betrayed. I mean, they look like, in terms of what actually happened, 2 sons just beat up their dad.
So the point that the AEW commentary team are trying to make here is that this is like one of the most heinous things I've ever seen. Billy Gunn will be distraught because his sons have, You know, basically just turned her back on their father. But then the Acclaim come out, they save Billy Gunn, and all of a sudden Billy Gunn is up and he's like fucking doing scissors with the gay guy. He's scissoring the gay guy, and then the three of them are scissoring each other, and it's like some sort of fucking homo threesome here. So what like 30 seconds ago, Billy Gunn was supposed to be distraught. His sons had betrayed him. Billy Gunn was finished. He couldn't believe it. It was the end of his world. His sons had just, you know, turned their back on him after 30 odd years. But now, all of a sudden, he's scissoring the Acclaim and he's all happy and he's walking out with the Acclaim. We are the Acclaim. Da-na-na-na-na. Fucking garbage, man.
We are pretty lame.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
Don't get it. Sucks. We move on. Just like the rest of the show. What was next?
You tell me. You just say we move on.
What else do you want to say here?
What happened after?
Do you want your money back? I want my money back. I'll tell you what happens next. Moxley comes out. He wants CM Punk. He throws the title down. He says, I'm not waiting till I want him tonight. And we know it's just not going to happen tonight. So out comes Punk. And then what happens when Punk comes out? More security guards come out with their wee pink tops on. We've got the meth addict wanting his plumber to fix his pipes. Woo!
Right, then what happened?
Well, I don't know, they got broke up and sent backstage. They were sent packing, sucker. And then what happened? You tell me. With Jay Lethal, Poundland Khali, and Sonjay Dutt cutting a promo backstage.
Those two guys just don't look like the two guys that should be in the World Championship feud. They really don't. They do look like two crackheads, like.
No,
they look like two guys I'd expect to pass on Castle Street.
No, they look like,
to work.
They look like two guys that are a part of Alcohol Anonymous AA meeting. They do.
No, they look. I mean, doesn't it look like it's like a buyer and a dealer, and someone's been trying to buy his drugs, but the guy's underpaid him or something, and they're just trying to get into a brawl in the middle of the street.
Yeah, Punk definitely looks like the buyer, while Moxie looks like the dealer dressed in black.
I ain't buying this shit. Oh, look, I don't think I'll be tuning into it. Right, anyway, up next we had Jay Lethal cutting a promo, and then we had Fuck the Revival cutting a promo with Warlord. Warlord told the big guy, big Indian dude, doesn't matter how big you are, everybody gets powerbombed. And then the bald guy for the Revival says that he's the best wrestler, not Jay Lethal, and he issued a challenge next week. Whoop-de-doo. Who cares? I mean, I'm not a big fan of Jay Lethal, but he's 10 times better than this fucking guy.
I'm sorry, but see if you're on a tag team, you can't really claim to be the best wrestler, can you?
No, because if you were, you'd be a singles guy.
Winning the title. Not these pish ROH and whatever, IWGP.
I mean, as good as Shawn Michaels was, I don't think anyone considered him the best wrestler when he was in the Rockers.
Exactly, it's the way it is.
You know, I mean, it is what it is.
The best wrestlers are by themselves.
If he was the best wrestler at that stage, he wouldn't have been with Jannetty. It's as simple as that, really. I mean, it is what it is. I think that's a fact.
Yeah, so. It is a fact, and he sucks even if he was by himself, man. The guy's shite. Look at his mustache. Looks like a pedo. Come on. This guy sucks. Looking forward to this match. I mean, Jay Lethal goes for Ric Flair to this.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and Ric Flair will be his manager, but I wouldn't count on it.
Wouldn't you count your chickens on that?
Then we get some redhead killer queen or something. Killer. The women's division is shocking. I think it's getting worse in AEW.
It's definitely not getting better.
And I also think they realise this, and I think they're putting less focus on it. Not remember when AEW first started, like they did try and push the women's division because they were trying to like, oh, we're all equal here, you know. But you look at it now, and it's like, again, women had one segment tonight. It was that one match. There was no promos or nothing.
Yeah, they definitely seem to get a lot more screen time though on Rampage.
Aye, the shit show that nobody cares about.
Aye, and the other one, Dark.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, a year ago in Dynamite, women were more...
Yeah, WWE definitely does a better job with women.
So, I don't know. Anyway, Tony Storm wins.
It just shows you far less women in the show still shite.
Tony Storm wins. Who cares?
This sets up a match with Rosa.
Thunder Rosa.
Thunder and lightning.
Aye. Right, what happened next?
Basically main event time,
right? Main event time. Right, here we go.
Holy fuck, they just skipped it a lot in this show, didn't they? There's not much happening.
No, there's definitely not much happening. So the Mexican team
actually, no. Jungle Boy comes out.
Oh, I Jungle Boy and Christian, right? Christian says he feels like he's a son. Jungle Boy doesn't buy it. Attacks Christian. That was it essentially.
Yeah, that's it. Taz didn't sing his theme
Again,
song, so we
more
moved.
security came out. It's like that's just overusing security. When would you I mean, they use security to pull it like 3 times the night. You just wouldn't really do that.
I know.
See security come to break people up. Should that not just be like a one thing to make it? Oh, look how big this is. It needed security. Did they really need security to come out and get Jungle Boy off Christian?
No, it's embarrassing. Like, don't need it 3 times. Like, what is going on? Like, why couldn't Luchasaurus just come out and try to get Jungle Boy off him?
He's suspended.
Is he?
Aye.
For what?
Well, kayfabe suspended because he headbutted that Pat Buck guy, but
Pat Buck, get in the bin. Pat Buck, what's her name's that?
the best Buck in AEW.
Well, there you go.
Speaking of the Bucks, right? Main event time. Yeah, the Mexicans versus the Young Bucks and their tag team partner.
He's held all the titles in Japan. He wrestled a 9-year-old.
All the titles that mean absolutely nothing.
Exactly, yeah, literally. The god of professional wrestling never stepped foot in WWE, so therefore he ain't. I mean, back in the day, like when you stepped foot in WCW, NWA, AWA, I mean, you can maybe argue this, but seeing your only thing to fame is you wrestled in Dave Meltzer's underground basement in Japan, and then you've now joined Tony Khan's circus. How can you claim that?
I mean, Kenny Omega winning a title in Japan has got as much credibility as me putting WWE 2K22 on and winning a title.
Like, see as much, I hate AEW, right? But at least I could say that, like, with MJF and, like, you know, like Orange Cassidy and those sort of people, AEW has definitely helped make them bigger. But see, with Omega and the Young Bucks, I would say their stock is
plummeted.
I'd say at best it's the same. I'd say they've been exposed on a higher level and it just shows that they're shite.
Yeah, I probably thought more of Kenny Omega before AEW came around. It was just that guy you heard of and you thought, oh fuck, he's supposed to be good.
Aye.
But then you see him and you're like, eh.
Same with that Jay White jobber.
And where is he?
I don't know. Japan.
I thought Omega was moving very slow tonight, very sluggish. He wouldn't. He had a shirt on when he was wrestling, so I don't know if he's put on weight or something like this. Perhaps.
Yeah, just very weird. And then what's his name? Don Callis.
Mm-hmm.
He says on commentary that he's very rusty. But what age is this guy?
I think he's like 40 now.
Is he? That's a fucking mess. He's 40, like he's never been in WWE, he's been in the Indies his whole life.
And they referred to him as kid. I mean, that's a bit fucking weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, they get the win, you know, they did a triple fucking super kick or something.
Looking fake as fuck every move.
And then after the match, Andrade and Rush turn on the other guy. They're about to hit a move on him, and then the camera turns off them and looks back at Omega. And then by the time the camera gets back to the ring,
oh no, the mask is off.
They've already done the move, and the guy's mask flies off, and then they put the camera back on Omega, and it's like,
what are we doing? Racing our ping pong?
How the fuck do you miss the turn? Like you know what I mean? Like, come on.
I know. I wouldn't even be surprised if the mask wasn't supposed to come off.
But this would be like Seth Rollins turning his back on the Shield. I know I'm not saying this was anything like as impactful, like, but imagine WWE missed the chair shot. It would just never. That would never happen in WWE. The production in WWE is spot on.
Yeah, it is. I know people slatter about Kevin Dunn and what, but I mean, come on. Kevin Dunn has literally been the guy for so fucking long.
He doesn't miss nothing, I tell
you.
All
those iconic moments.
Yeah.
Like, albeit, like when AJ Styles came out in the Rumble, it showed you Roman Reigns for a bit too long, but at the same time, it was a bit of suspense.
Yeah, because he didn't know who it was.
And then you seen him before he lifted the hood, so it was alright.
Anyway, right, that's it. Speaking of, what did you call those Kevin Dunn moments?
Memorable moments?
No, it was something different.
Great, fantastic moments.
It was just...
He's the man. Kevin Dunn is two buck teeth, man. He's fucking top man. Right, back to shite, back to reality. AEW, what you giving it out of 10?
0.
I'm giving it a -5. This was, you know what? I've never felt 2 hours dragging so much, and I've watched paint dry before.
Literally,
in a shed. So, Kenny Omega, clean your ass on out of here, bro.
-2.5 out of 10, guys. That is it. Till next time. Peace.